Does everybody want to pray for my plant? Starting to grow again. I took him out of the sun. Took him out of the sun and he's starting to grow again. I gotta put him back in the other room. It's an avocado tree, fresh from the seed. Boom, 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 boom. We're gonna talk about phi, pH, and I. Are you ready? So we're going to do pH and I now. I wanted to make it perfect. I keep falling in the vision and out of it. So right now I'm a little bit out of the vision. Inside one of your designs of phi is this design here. This design over here. This design over here. See the thin line that comes right through here? That is the middle of it. Here's your two sides. You see this area space and this area space? So it goes around here and around here. Somehow there's a funnel. You can put the N letter that crosses over right here. The N or the Z letter. Anyways, inside of here, it's the same thing. You notice this passes underneath and just keep going around the center. The bone, the north, the south, and the bone just keep going around and around. It's got to be on this angle. That's the angle it's got to be on. Then this one over here, if you were building puzzles, this is the way it would be perfectly square. It would have to show up like this. Again, all you're talking about is this piece over here and this piece over here. The only reason there's a point on this piece is because they take off the point to go through the hole. They take open the hatch. On the hatch is a point, right? Usually you turn it and it tightens everything like a big bolt to tighten the hatch. So here, this piece, just focus on this piece and focus on this piece. Why do we have the X's over here? I need the X's, okay? See the point on top of the X? It almost looks like two arms and a point before you put a head on. I need this X to find the center of the square on both sides. Otherwise, how do I actually create this design? I'm not allowed to just guess. It's got to be an obligation. Here's the percentage sign where the 8 takes over two sides looking like 6 and 9. Here's what it looks like square. It's almost like the F or half. Okay, if I draw this up and down, this becomes the percentage sign turned into the swastika. Here's your 8 created in the 7th gate. Right over here. 1, 2, 3 levels. 1, 5, 9. Now we're going to go a little bit deeper. We want to find phi, pH, and I. 4 times 5 is 20 plus 9 equals to 29. 26 plus 69 equals to 95. Now you're probably going, what? How did he get from 29 to 26 plus 69? Because they both contain zeros. Every time I see a 0, I replace it with 6. Okay? So this is not 29. This is 29 in its own. It now becomes, okay, 95. So from 29 to 95. That is a total of 66. 66, 76, 86, 95. 95 plus 43 plus minus plus 42. What are these two numbers? When we get 69 minus 26, we end up with 43. That's DC. The difference between 95 and 43 is 42. The 9 lives of the cat rests in Neptune. DC creation. Creation of one sound, one tune. 5 and 9. To the 1010 world star, we need 5 and 1. That is area Mars, the 1/4 of the clock. To the 7 world, it's minus 2 plus 2, 202 away from the 7th gate. 202. Which a reflection of 8 times 222 is 1776. Or actually, 8 times 2 equals 16. 1 and 6 is 7. 88 equals 77. The purple sky, 288 times 1.25, bringing the 3 skies together, equal 360 degrees. The second number of how we get to this number. Remember, this number here is made by this number over here. 2 times 6, 2 plus 6 equals 12. Plus 8 equals to a total of 20. Creation of the 5 is just understanding how the 9 numbers work. You have 1 here, you have 4 here, that's 5. You have 3 here, you have 6 here, that's 9. 5 and 9 for the reflection of your 5 and 9. Now what we're going to do is I'm actually going to do this over here, and now I have connected 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and connected 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. How many do I have? 9. That's right. 9 to 5, the I letter and the E world connecting by the T, the H-I-T-E. Height Hitler. Understanding where the phi comes in, pH and I. 4 times 4 equals to 16, letter P. 4 plus 4 equals H. Because of the H letter and the I letter joining over here, you automatically have the I letter in between, like the esophagus. That's your pH and I. When you add them together, this one over here for the 4x4 equals to Pluto. 1/2 of the communication. 2 parts of this is DC. 1 part of this is 17. 17 is the gateway. 1 and 7, A and G, the gematria scale, however that rhythm is. We're going to get into that another time when we're looking in that area. Right now I can't do everything at once. Then it becomes 34. After 34 becomes 51, which is Mars, and then after Mars becomes 68, and that is your communication of the half-life, 4 times 2, 4 plus 2, run by Neptune DC. 9 lives of the cat. This is the 10. You see 42? It's 42.0 to begin with, which includes 4, 2, and 6, becoming 4 times 2 and 4 plus 2 is 6 and 8. 84 is your Pluto. It's 2 to 1 life. It's also saying the same thing as 2 and 4, the 24-hour day. Half of this and half of this. It's the same half. It's the same thing as saying 7 times 12. All halves. 12 is now half. 52, 68 minus 16 is 52. That's the Earth breaking and entering. 52 is from here all the way down to here. We minus it the other way. Okay? The difference between here and here is 32. And that is the freezing point. That is your BC communication. 2 times 3, 2 plus 3 equals 5 and 6. The letter F, EF, EF. Notice this arm goes out longer here. This arm will go out shorter here to create your F. 32 degrees is the freezing point. 52 is Earth. It's also the B and E breaking and entering. When we use the other opponent, the opponent of this one becomes this number over here and equals to 41, the IT system in the sun and the birth. 25 minus 16 equals 9. That is the birth and the IT system in the sun. 32 is the difference, the same thing. They become the same thing. That creates this. 29 is the birth. All zeros equal 6. 2 and 6 is 8. It becomes 8 and 6. 8 and 6 is 101 away from 7, which in the last equation was 202. 5 and 9 away from 7. And in the game of craps, the game of the 7th gate, they play the same odds, 8 and 6, which they call the big 8 or the big 6, and 5 and 9. So now when you bring this equation together with this equation together, you get 41 and 84 inside the IT system of the sun. 25 and 16 and 16 and 68. Because it becomes 0, 8 becomes 68. If I brought it together over here, I get 41 and 18. That is the one spirit right over here with everything around it. You see the square that goes up over here? See where the point of the square ends up? Inside over here. Inside the halfway house. See the halfway here and the halfway here on the cross. Bring this arm down. Let me just draw that since we're all together. We're going to bring these two arms down. And we're going to bring these two arms across. So now I made this scenario over here. I did not bring it all down. I don't know what it's supposed to do yet. I'm not quite sure. I'd have to look a little bit deeper, but it will build something. Let's go back to the numbers. So when we take this total equation here, okay, we have let's use the small equation, okay, 16 and 8, okay, equals to a total of 24. 16 and 68, 4 times 4, 4 plus 4. This one is 24. The end result here, okay, the end result over here becomes 84. The difference is 60 to 60 minutes on the clock. 4 times 1.5 Mars equals to that 60. This one equals to 41. The reality was it was only 35. The difference is 6. Creation of man inside Earth world, 10. The heaven of 10. Don't forget, you have to get into there, right? You're not in. You're only halfway in. So when we add up all these equations over here, we get 29. And here we get 37, 47, 53, 63, 73, 78, 88. Let's do that again. 35 and 24 is 59. 69, 79, 88. That is so perfect. The skies that meet at 88. 8 and 8 going one way, 8 and 8. You see the open space here? This will create 8, and this will create 8. They crisscross. All you need is 4 to do it, and the payout in the game of craps of 4 numbers is 8 to 1. So all the numbers work. So now we're going to come to where the total of this and the total of this would have ended up to be at 50, and bring it down to 32. The total of this would have ended up to be at 32, 84. This one over here says Neptune DC. This one says Pluto Earth, right over here, the 24-hour day. When we break this one up, this is 13. We break this one up into the lowest value. Break this one up 4 times. 4 times, 21 each, the cube. Break this up to 13. 13 plus 8 equals to 21. 13 plus 8 equals to 21. Fibonacci fits in here. Fibonacci fits in here at number 32 difference. Should I do that again? Divide this by 4, it's 13. Divide this by 4, it's 21. 21 and 34. 21 and 13 equals 34 DC, or 0.9 the birth. 21 and 13, 8 the heaven. This one over here doesn't have it divisible. I'm not sure what to do it. Should I make this look like 69 instead of 41? And it's 69 for 41 leaves the 28th cycle of the moon. This one stands for rotation. 0.9 becomes 69. The difference is now between 28 and 32. 28 and 29, 57 the moon. 28 and 32, 60 seconds on the clock. 31 and 30, 61. The one spirit of the half-life is Saturn, because Saturn gets 61 as the number of moons in their rotation. Even if it's changed today, I'm working on something that's very precise, something that happened to me in my life, something that I learned that nobody else can actually know unless they've learned it at the same time that I did, or at one period of time somebody saw that. And it all has to do with 1, 2, 3, 4. in 1 year, they saw 60 moons on Jupiter. Now they see 63. Well, that's when I found out Jupiter had 63. And that's what my research told me. So this is how we end up doing your SPY thing. Now here's the half-life world. 4 times 4 plus 4. 5 times 5 plus the 5 you started with. 3 times 3 plus the 3. 2 times 2 plus the 2. In all other equations, I add up both of them. 1 times 1 plus the 1. In this one, it's 25 plus 5 plus 5. Here, 1, 1, and 1 creates 2. 2, 2, and 2 creates 6. 3, 3, and 9 create 3. We end up with 2, 6, 3. Here it creates 30. So between these two over here, 5 and 4, will now create, the low will be 24. The low will be 14. 24, 38, the church. The high will be 36, and 26 equals to 62. 62 reverses 26 is 13, again, back to Earth again. 62 is Venus and Saturn. The totality with 6 and 6, 12 added on equals to 82, the cycle in the moon, because it's the halfway place, passing everything through the moon. Is there anything else on here? No, I was going to do the Rubik's Cube. The number of places on a Rubik's Cube, right, is 6 times 26 is 156. 156 plus 6 is 162 area faces on a Rubik's Cube, where the 6 areas, okay, the control area, okay, the control area shouldn't be counted. Now, the control area controls 6 plus the cube itself equals to 66. Let's leave it at that. The last thing we're going to go on is this. 2, separation of 1. 2 balances 3. Thank you for watching this video. Does it balance 3 or support it? Let's not get into it. Thank you.